Good afternoon, CPS Trojans. We're going to videotape this week's Monday mission here, and I have a sidekick today. Why don't you introduce yourself?
How's it going, Mr. Roberts? My name is Mr. Reisig, Austin Reisig, 7 through 12 resource. Also part of PBIS and big part of the team here at CPS because we're all a big part of the team. So I was just welcome to be here today. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you hanging out with us today. I want to talk a little bit about this week's Monday mission, and it is building community within our school. And I think the first thing we want to tackle is what is community within your school? And the first thing I think about is working collaboratively with other people. So, not just being in class and just being another body sitting in class, but also engaging yourself and working with others. That's going to build relationships with not only new relationships as you've within your class, but also foster those relationships that you've had both with staff and some other classmates as you've had for a long period of time.
One of the big parts of community and bringing that community into school, I would say, is including everybody. We all got skills that allow each one of us to grow. And I feel like even with students, teachers, adults in the community, we all have things that we can help others be able to grow within themselves. And we have resources, each one of us, that we can be able to provide for each other. We're all different. We all have skills that are better than other people's, and we need to kind of rely on those to kind of build as a neighborhood or as a group, as a community, because I feel like the better each one of us are, the better our community as a whole. So that's one thing that I think is important.
Yeah, and I think the one thing to think about too is just opening yourself up. I think one of the things about being part of a community or being part of a neighborhood is sometimes just being able to involve other people or being able to collaborate with other people. I myself might be the worst neighbor in the history of time because I'm just like, I just mow my grass and I walk and get my mail and, I'm just trying to do my own thing and not worry about other people. But if I would get outside the box and try to meet and greet other people, I think that'd be really, really important. So talking about how we can accomplish this, building a sense of community and getting to my point I just made with being neighborly is working with others that you have something in common with. Whether you're in the same class, not even in the same grade, but for whatever instance, like you're in, home ec, family consumer science, you're up there with those people every day. They're not in your normal social circle. You're not in your grade level that you've grown up with for years and years. But finding ways to include and have some commonality with that group. You're going to expand your social network. You're going to find some people that you might have common interests that you may not even thought of before. But it's really important to just try to be engaging and neighborly and find those people around you that just because your circumstances that you're together and you'll find something to make something positive out of that.
I like what you said about that, taking that into different environments. I think that's a big thing.
Sure.
Just doing that at school is one thing. If each one of us being able to pick each other up in different environments, if we're in sports or if we're in the classroom, maybe we're on a field trip and we got to support somebody that's with us, whatever environment situation we're in. But we also need to take that out into the community with the students that we're working with. The students need to do that with each other. Not only do I have a relationship with, you outside of school, but where we're here, we're there, no matter whatever relationship we have, we're going to continue to build on that in any environment. So whether it be you and I are out golfing or we're out working on student, whatever the situation is, we're continuing to build that relationship in any environment that we're in within the community.
Yeah, I mean, we just need to use the coincidence that we're all here together as just a jumping off point. You can always, those relationships don't have to exist between 7:45 and 3:45. Those are things that can exist, beyond the school time, beyond being in your school years. I mean, just really look at ways you can build those relationships because you never know where those things are going to, come up and help you on later on down the road.
One thing that I always find too is a lot of people that you don't think you would have a connection with.
Yeah.
You start talking to them and sharing a little bit, maybe being a little vulnerable with them. You can connect in ways that you just never knew were possible.
Absolutely.
So I think that's one of the things, especially with some of the new staff members this year. Definitely some amazing things that learning and going, oh, well, I didn't know that about you. Well, same here. Weird. And then we're connecting. So it's been fun.
Absolutely. So I think the big thing to also be keeping in mind is being able to step outside your comfort zone. Instead of being involved in the same old things or just being involved in some activities because the people that or your friends are involved, find those other things that you want to be involved in. it's really important for us to, be supportive of each other and getting involved in those activities. Even if you're not the star or the number one participant, you have a role in it, and that's important to that group's success. So being involved in those activities is one thing, but bringing that sort of energy and that positivity that's going to not only help yourself but also engage and build up other people, I think is important is too. So you need to really keep in mind, how your actions and your involvement in certain things are going to be important to not only your growth as a person but other people's growth and those around you. So with that, do you have anything else to add in terms of the community building?
No, so far, honestly, I think school's off to a great start. The community involvement so far, seeing people in and out of the building has been awesome, making that connection. I think we've done a great job this year, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess my final point would just be, like I talked about the other day, we have the ability here within our building to control the narrative about what's our story and what's our message of what other people perceive us. So make sure those messages are positive and we're making our actions positive and we're trying to live life above the line. So with that, I really appreciate your time. Let's have an outstanding week, and go Trojans.